Man, it is a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. The wind is blowing. The leaves are falling off of the trees, and everything is great here on November 6th. Donald Trump has become the president elect of the United States of America going into 2025 and beyond. And I think it is absolutely wonderful. I have a couple of questions. Number one, I have the question of who are we going to put up for 2028? I think we got a lot of fantastic choices. I'll just put it out there. My vote as of right now is Vivek Ramaswamy. I wanted him this time around, to be perfectly honest, but hey, I'll take Trump. I got no issues there. But that's one issue. And then number two, what happens next, right? It's November 6th. He doesn't take office until January 20th, I believe. So what happens in between now and then? And I'll be totally honest with you. I don't want this to happen, obviously, but I could honestly see there being another assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I think probably within the next few months. I don't think it'll be successful because, like the others, I don't believe that this is being organized by, say, the CIA or the FBI or anybody like that, or even a foreign actor. I believe these are lone wolves that are being brought to this by the rhetoric from, say, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden calling him a Nazi and everything else, referring to him as Adolf Hitler. And so I think it will happen again probably before he takes office. And that's a terrible thing to even consider. Like, here's the thing. It looks like we are taking the presidency, the House, and the Senate as of right now. Now, we could lose the House, but we have the Senate. That's already done. Last I looked, we have 52 seats in the Senate. And the House was looking pretty good in our favor as well. We might actually pull off a supermajority in the House, although I doubt it. We'll probably get a slim majority like we have in the Senate. And we have the presidency, obviously. So there's a couple of things I want to see here coming up. I want to see massive deportation for all illegals. And then I want to see some kind of quarantine system or something put in for those under temporary protected status from places that make sense. Places that don't make sense, I want them to just go back home. But for instance, the Haitians, I've spoke about this before. The Haitians, they have a better reason to flee their country, I think, than anyone else in the world right now. And I think that they have a good argument for temporary protected status. What I would love to see is we set up what I would call a quarantine camp, a fenced off area with plenty of amenities. You know, we could give them food and water and all that, but we hold them there for, say, 90 days while we figure out who they are, right? If they're a part of a violent gang, such as the one that just overthrew Haiti, then no, we don't accept them. We send them back where they came from. They're part of the problem. They need to go back over there and deal with the consequences. But if they're just a good, hardworking farmer or something like that, then absolutely, let's give them temporary protected status and help them find a path to citizenship. They probably make fantastic Americans, okay? So we need to look at that a little more realistic. The other thing I would absolutely love to see is I would love to see Donald Trump roll back some of the censorship, get rid of the culture of censorship even being a good idea. And that's not going to be just Donald Trump. That needs to be his entire cabinet, everyone under him, the press secretary. Elon Musk needs to be involved in that, which he's already, I mean, that's his biggest thing, it seems like right now. But you need to get all of those people involved in that. As many people as you can, put out all the influence you can on the First Amendment being super, super important. And then let's move on to the Second Amendment. And let's really strengthen the culture around the Second Amendment, really show it the way that it actually is and not how the media wants to portray it. And really go ahead and focus on rolling back some of the gun laws that have been way oversteps. As far as I'm concerned, we need to roll back the NFA. I know not everyone's going to agree with that or whatever, but we need to start rolling some of these things back because it's ridiculous, right? We need to get more states that have constitutional carry. And the biggest thing I want to see Donald Trump do is what Elon Musk was referring to when he posted the picture of him holding a sink in the Oval Office, right? And that is fire everyone. Fire everyone that you possibly can in the bureaucratic state. I would say fire anyone and everyone that you can dealing with the government at all of them. Every one of them that you can fire, right? Mayorkas is number one on my list. Just so we're clear, Mayorkas is number one on my list. I want him fired day one. Literally the day that he gets sworn in, I want Mayorkas fired. I want him fired within hours. Okay? So, yeah, let's get rid of some of these people. Let's reduce the size of the government. Let's reduce the power of the federal government. And let's start giving that back to the states. And then I want the states to start giving it on to the counties. And I want you to really think about this, too. Because I noticed something when I went up and voted for president. Right? I had spent so much time looking at president, senator, and governor that I really, for my state of Indiana, that I really didn't pay attention to the local stuff like I should have. But what I found out is that our county commissioner ran unopposed, and like 80% of my ticket was people running unopposed. And so I want you to seriously look at how your county's running, how your city's running, how your whatever is running, your township, whatever it is. I want you to seriously look at how it's running. Think about all the people on that ticket that run unopposed. And even if you think they're doing a good job, I don't think these people should get away with running unopposed in any political office. Really sit down and look at who ran unopposed, who went up unopposed, who will be going unopposed next time around. And if they're going unopposed and you don't think they're doing a good job or you think it could be better, run against them. Okay, just run against them. Even if you only get 1% of the vote, they at least know there's a possibility that they could lose their job, and that's a good thing. Please don't let these guys get away with running unopposed. All right? Anyway, thank you for the Republican victory. I've never been on one side or the other before, up until like probably 2020, maybe 2016, I started to lean one way. I've always been an independent. I've never liked political parties and so on and so forth. And the Democratic Party now actually demonstrates exactly why I've never liked political parties, because they have mutated into something else and people are still voting for them because they have the right letter next to their name. And I find that absolutely disgusting. So keep your eyes open, vote in your elections, and get involved in your elections. Peace out.